I am Loronda Giddens, and I am really excited to be here with you all today. And after I had a conversation with Kathy about what we were going to be talking about today, and she told me about the topic and the subject, and something inside of me just kind of, you ever have that feeling when somebody says something to you, inside it just kind of leaps?
Yeah.
It leapt. So in relationship to the peeling back the layers and the inside, and you talked about, where'd she go? You talked about the inside work that we have to do. We're going to talk about the inside work that we all have to do. And after she read my bio, anytime someone reads my bio, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what are they talking about? Is that me? And then I started to think, my God, that's been a long journey, a long road to get to this point where I am to speak with you all today. That took a lot of work. Wait a minute, I need to take a break for a minute, because it's a lot. If you think about your own journeys in life, how did you get here to this place today? How did you get here? So we're talking about that inside work and dressing yourself from the inside out. What does that look like? Because we spend a whole lot of time dressing the outside. Y'all, if you look around the room, everybody's looking good this morning, right? We look good this morning. When I got out of bed this morning, I popped out of the bed, I said, what am I going to wear? I already had my suit lined up, though, from like Monday or Tuesday, early in the week. And I knew exactly how I wanted to look when I came in the room today. So I spent some time on what I wanted to look like. I got up and I put my earrings on. I put my bracelets on. I put my necklace on. I put my shoes on. I put some lotion on my ankles so y'all wouldn't be talking about me, because I knew I wouldn't be wearing any socks. So I said, girl, you got to make sure you put those ankles together, right?
Yes.
We spend a lot of time dressing ourselves on the outside, making sure when we walk outside, we're presentable and we look good, right? But how often do we spend time on the inside? And when they told you all the title of this workshop today, this whole event that they put on, dressing yourself from the inside out, what were your thoughts? What were you thinking?
That inside out, it jumped out at me. I wanted to know more about that. That really stood out to me, and I knew it involved more of what you're talking about, dealing with the inside.
What about yourself?
I thought the same thing as well, and I understood that what's on the inside shows up on the outside, and so I definitely wanted to be here.
Absolutely. It shows up. Even though we try to cover it up, because we don't want nobody to see what's going on the inside, because it's a hot mess, to be honest. If we were real with ourselves, what's going on inside of us is a hot mess. And if we don't take the time to go in there and look around, see what's going on, like you said, is going to manifest itself on the outside. And what are the consequences of things manifesting on the outside that's going on inside of you? What's the consequences of that? You're shaking your head. I'm going to come to you. What's happening on the inside and it's manifesting on the outside? What are other people seeing?
It affects our relationships,
Ooh.
whether in our home, it affects our job performance, it affects our relationships at work, it could affect every area, and it could cause people to distance themselves from you.
Ooh.
It can have some negative effects.
Absolutely. It affects every area of your life. There is no part of you that it doesn't affect. Nothing. So guess what happens when you start to go inside and look around? Y'all want to see what was inside? Y'all want to see what's in some, and like maybe, I'm going to take y'all back to when I was 20 years old. 30 years ago? 38 years ago. When I was 20 years old. Y'all want to look inside and see what was going on? Okay. I'm going to share something with y'all, right? Show me some grace. Oof, wow. God, that feels lighter. Lighter, right? Ooh, this is where I am now. I'm lighter. I can move different because I'm lighter. I don't have that heaviness on my back. But let's pick it up, y'all, and see what was in there, because it was ugly. First, let me get my flashlight. Get my flashlight. darkness inside of here. It's dark. It's real dark and it's real ugly. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Let me see what was in here. Some anxiety. Self-doubt. I had to move that aside so we can get all this stuff out of here, right? Y'all can't see this, but I can. Shame. Woo! I'm gonna put this one over here, mommy issues.
Oh, hallelujah.
Because at 58 years old and her being 78 years old, we still got some issues. We still got some issues. So we're gonna put that over there because guess what? Just because you look at stuff doesn't mean it doesn't go away. It's still in there. It's still present. Anger issues. So we're talking about the 20-year-old me. Guilt. There's some guilt. Some debt. That's heavy right there. Lack of confidence. Woo. Some negative self-talk. Seeking approval. Let me put that back over there on the mama side. Because even as I stand here as a 58-year-old woman, still dealing with issues of seeking my mother's approval. At 58. Fear. Work issues. Thinking I should be promoted when I wasn't promoted. Thinking I should be making more money when I wasn't. I was about to say it. Can y'all hear me in the back? Is the mic on? People pleasing. People pleasing. Whew. God, what is this one? Depression. This was hard for me, y'all. Poor boundaries. Because it plays into the people pleasing.
Yes.
I'm an only child. So setting boundaries with my mother was the most difficult. I was able to set boundaries with others before I started with her. And once I got good at setting boundaries, I'm like, okay, Mama, it's your turn. It's your turn. Yes. You saying yes? You saying amen? Yes. Thank you for the praise. But this is what's inside of us, y'all. This is what we're dealing with. On top of lifing. Working, going to school. Somebody said relationships. Life, living, waking up, breathing every day. This is what we're dealing with. And people keep that in here. Because first of all, I don't want you to see what I got going on in here. It's not your business. I'm going to hide it from you. But the most important that I'm hiding it from is myself. I don't want to look at that every day. I don't want to see that every day. I don't want to deal with that every day. So guess what I do? I keep it in this nice, neat little bag, tucked away, and I keep it behind me. So the only thing y'all see is this. This is what y'all get. She smiles. This is what you get to see. But you have to decide at some point in your life, when am I going to go inside this bag? When am I going to go inside of myself to be a better version of myself? Because I can't be a better version of myself unless I deal with this. And it doesn't go away. It does not go away. Let me show y'all something else I got in my bag. I got so many zippers on this bag, y'all. Let me show y'all something, how y'all can get started with this, right? Let me put my gloves on. How you can get started, because that's always the next question. Now that we're aware, self-awareness, we know it's there. We finally decided, okay, this is the day that I'm going to take a look at this stuff and start one by one, because you can't deal with all of this at one time.
Right.
It's too much. It's too much. So that outside stuff, y'all, that we deal with every day, like I said, we dress ourselves up. You know, this is us on the outside. Our layers, we can get new hair. We can get some new lashes, some new shoes, some new clothes, all of those things, right? But when it's time to start dealing with this right here, I'm going to show y'all what's about to happen. I'm going to show y'all what's going to happen. This is the self-awareness, okay? This is the self-awareness that I need to deal with this. So when you start cutting in, what's going to happen? What happens when you start cutting onions?
Crying.
Baby, listen. Listen. When you get in there, you hear that? That's what it feels like when you go inside of this bag to deal with all of this stuff. And you got to get in there. And when you get in there and you start peeling, you say, well, today I'm going to work on my boundaries. I'm going to say no to somebody today. I'm dealing with my financial issues, my debt. Okay, well, I'm going to start a budget today. Peel that layer back. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, you got to peel it and peel it and peel it. And you see how thick? Think about your entire life, your life experiences. These layers are a representation of your life experiences. And depending on the type of life experiences you have, these layers are tougher and tougher to peel. Some of them are like, we ain't going nowhere. We here. Some layers aren't bad layers. They're just layers. But you got to get in there and figure it out. But when you get to the core of it, when you get to this little piece right here, and if you peel these onions right, I'm not going to say right way, but when you peel it, the other half of this, so just imagine that this is just a bulb on the other side. When you get inside of that onion, this is the core of who you are. This is the essence of who you are. This is who you came here to be. Inside of your mother's womb. And this is just my philosophy. Inside of my mother's womb, I was this little bulb in my mother's womb. God spoke to me and he told me exactly what he wanted me to do when I got here. I knew that. But as life happens, you get covered in layers. You get covered. You see how that thing grows? It grows. The layers, they grow over you, right? You get covered. You get covered in the layers. Now, some kids, when they pop out the womb, they pop out and they get right to it. You see little kids at 2 years old at the piano sitting down playing, and you look at the kid like, how do you know how to play the piano? Because he was told in the womb what to do. And they get right to it. But a lot of us, this little bulb, we get covered in other people's expectations of what they think we're supposed to be. Now, my mother told me my love was psychology. I fell in love with psychology in the 12th grade at 17 years old. She's like, you know what? You need to go to college and go to business school so you can understand about business. Because her thing was about the money, to be self-sufficient. And I was like, but that doesn't drive me. That's not my vibe, Mom. She was like, I don't care. You're going to school and you're going to study those business courses. So I did for a year. 1 year, y'all. I was studying accounting, business law, all these different courses. And after a year, I said, you know what? I'm out of here. One day at lunch, I went and signed up to go to the military, and I was out. Because I wasn't doing what I loved to do.
Right.
So went to the military, joined the military, went all the way to Germany. I'd never been on a plane before in my life. Went all the way to Germany. I was stationed in Germany for 2 years. And I loved it. But there was something still inside of me saying, psychology is your first love. Hello. And I was like, okay. But when I got back home after those 2.5 years, what did I do? Got a job in the corporate sector. Did it for 10 years. Did a fantastic job. But again, something was missing. I came to Atlanta to visit some clients, and I was looking around. I was like, wow, Atlanta's kind of nice. So what did I do? Within 2 weeks, I had a position in Atlanta, working in a corporate job. But after a year, I was like, this still ain't vibing like it's supposed to. So what I did was, I started volunteering, working with at-risk youth. And I was volunteering, going out every weekend, volunteering with these young people. I was like, oh, this feels kind of nice. And one thing led to another. I transitioned from my corporate job, working in social services. And here I am, fast forward, almost 20 years later. I'm retiring in 2 years, y'all. 2 years. But I finally, I went around the world and back and came back to the core of what I was supposed to be doing. Now, the purpose, what God spoke, y'all want to know exactly what God told me, what my purpose was on this planet? He says, you're a teacher, you're a healer, you're a life changer, and I want you to use the power of your words to elevate the consciousness of humanity.
Come on.
That's what he told me in my mother's womb. But guess what, y'all? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But I rediscovered those very words in 2013, a year after I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012 when I was working 2 full-time jobs and going to grad school. In my final year of grad school, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Graduation date was December 2012. Breast cancer was April 2012. And I was like, you know what? What is going on here? So, of course, when I was diagnosed, you go through the whole thing of, I never asked the question, why me? That's not my business. Why me is not my business. Never asked that question. But what I did say was, okay, what we need to do, let's get to it. So I was doing the research the same day I was diagnosed. When I was actually on my way to work. And when I got to work, my program manager called me in my office. We gave a little cry, we gave a little hug, got back in the car and went home, did research, and made a decision that I would have a bilateral mastectomy. I was diagnosed at stage 0. Stage 0. And the reason why it was stage 0 is because I had been getting my mammograms all in 1 year prior to that. They said, we see some things happening in your left breast. We're going to put a chip in there so we can monitor it the next year when you come back. So when they saw the next year, they saw that it was like little specks. And then they started to calcify in one area, and it was the size of a pea. They said we could do one of 2 things. Well, they suggested one thing. They said we could just go in and do a lumpectomy, go in, take it out. I said, you know what? Remove the breast tissue from both breasts. And the reason why I decided that is because I was thinking about my quality of life. I didn't want to be in and out of the doctor's office every other week. I got things to do. I've got a mission and a purpose to serve. I don't have time to be sitting in the doctor's office waiting. I have things to do. I was given an assignment, and I'm going to complete that assignment no matter what. So I said to my program manager at my school, he said, well, Loronda, you know what? Even though graduation date is December 2012, you can wait until May of 2013 to get your degree. I said, not me. I said, I'm going to go through. I had to have 2 major surgeries. I had to finish some research papers. I had some presentations I had to do for school. But guess what happened December 2012? I walked across that stage. I walked across that stage because I was determined. And my mom was looking at me like, why are you walking around here acting like nothing happened? I said, you don't understand. I have things to do. I don't have time to sit and cry every day. It's not serving a purpose for me. So every single day while I was healing, I think I was out of work for like 8 weeks. Every single day I would wake up, I would take a shower, I would get dressed, ladies, to sit and relax and watch TV and heal. I made it a point every single day to get up and get dressed. Because when I got dressed, I was lying in the bed depressed and crying. Right. What am I crying for? I made a decision that was right for me. What is there to cry about? So I moved along. And now I'm here with y'all today. And what I'm telling you all is, thank you. But what I'm telling you all is, at some point in your life, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and it's not until you get sick and tired of yourself. When you get sick and tired of yourself, that's when you're going to start doing the real self-work. Because you could do it. I've been doing self-work for, my God, since I was 17 years old. So I'm like 40 years in. I've been doing this for a long time. I used to sit in my bedroom and watch Deepak Chopra and Les Brown when I was 17 years old, 16 years old, listening to positive words that I'd never heard before. And I was like, there's got to be something more to my life than this. There's got to be more. And I want to know what it is. So being the curious person that I am, I started digging and looking around. What can I feed myself to feel better? Because there's three things that's really important when you're trying to do your self-work. You got to understand what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and why you're doing what you're doing. You have to ask yourself that question. And I started asking myself, Loronda, why are you doing this? Why are you acting the way you're acting? Why are you so angry? And I had to go in the bag and figure it out. I had to figure out, why are you so angry? Why? Because of the mommy issues. That's why I'm angry.
Yeah.
But when I started to reconcile that, I started to feel better. So anything that made me feel good, I was gravitating toward. I was like, anything that didn't make me feel good had to go. Whether it was people, places, or things, it had to go. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all got some people, some places, and some things that's not making you feel good, bye-bye. I don't care who it is.
That's right.
Your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your brother, your cat, your dog,
That's right.
whoever is making you feel bad about yourself, cut it. I don't even entertain conversations with people who are saying negative things or talking about other people.
Right.
I can't.
Yes.
I'm going to stop you in your tracks. I remember it was like 2008, there was a woman that worked in my office, Negative Nancy.
Yeah.
Negative Nancy. She always always in the corner with somebody talking about somebody. And one day she came to me and she opened her mouth.
Isn't that beautiful?
And I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So people know, I feel like I give off an aura. Don't come to me with that.
Right.
I'm going to give that energy when I walk in the room. There's only certain things, certain conversations that I will entertain.
That's right.
And I feel like people know that about me before they even try it. And that's something, as you dig into this bag, you become more confident about yourself. You feel good about yourself, and feeling good, listen y'all, ain't nothing like it. I wear feeling good. I wear peace. If it's not peaceful, I can't entertain it. And I make no apologies about that.
That's right.
Because I don't have to. This is my life. I get to decide what I want to do with it. You get to decide what you want to do with your life. So I am encouraging each and every single, not just this section here, but this entire room. Because guess what? We are all the same. There's no difference between me, you, or you. We're all the same. We're human beings. And we all want to be a better version of ourselves. So another part of my feeling good, I read this little book. This little book is a lifesaver, y'all. I stayed in Barnes & Nobles. Baby, I was in Barnes & Nobles every week in the self-help section. Like, what y'all got new today? What we read today? I was on Yana Van Sant. I was watching Oprah every day. Oprah was dry. Oprah was bringing people back 20, 30 years ago on her show. Thought leaders, regular folk, we all regular folks. But she was bringing people on her show that were saying things that people never heard before. Life-changing, life transformation. And that's what we want. We want to transform our lives. Yeah. You want to live the same life you're living every day? No. Do you want to live this life that you're living right now today, a year from now, 10 years from now, 5 years from now? But guess what? The things that you're thinking, feeling, and doing, if y'all are going to continue doing those things right now, and you want to know what your life is going to look like 10 years from now, it's what it is right now. So my life right now is a manifestation of the thoughts that I was having back then. So as I changed my thoughts, because my thoughts are everything, baby. I listened to the things that I was telling myself, to myself, about myself. Woo! Take some inventory to see what you're telling yourself about yourself. And you would be mind blown, because we have these same thoughts in our heads running every day, all day. You're telling lies to yourself about yourself. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Because, well, that thought's not true. And that thought's not true. And that's a flat out lie right there. Something that your cousin told you or your auntie told you when you were 5 years old about you, it's a lie. So if we can put the lies to the side, okay, so what are the list of truths? What is true about me? And if I don't know what's true about me, it's up to me to figure it out. If you were to ask me, Loronda, what are your keys to success? There's 2 things I would tell you, or 3 things I would tell you. The first thing I would tell you is self-awareness. Number 1. Number 2 is discipline. And number 3 is consistency. You've got to be consistent. I'm not saying every day is going to be roses. I'll be telling you a lie. But guess what? Your overall demeanor can be of peace. You can have peace, y'all.
Right.
You can have it if you want it. Now, you'll get to decide if you want to have peace every day or not. Because you can wake up and be in some drama all day, or you might be the drama. And that might be a real look at yourself in the mirror like, girl, it's you, sis, it's you. It ain't her, it ain't him, it's you. And that's an ugly pill right there. That's ugly. That's ugly to be able to look in the mirror and say, girl, it's me. And sometimes I had to do that. I had to look in the mirror and be like, Rhonda, you know that's you, right? And I'll be like, dang. Okay. Let me deal with it. Because I don't want, like you were saying, your stuff that's on the inside bleeding out. And it was, God, in my 20s, in my teens, that stuff was bleeding. Like, oh, it was so painful. It was painful. It was oozing out of my pores. And you know what I would do intentionally? I would self-sabotage every single relationship. Every friendship I would sabotage because I did not want people looking in there, seeing what was inside of me. I didn't want people looking at that. So if somebody tried to get next to me and get close to me, I'd be like, I was the cut queen. Cut, snip, snip. Or I wouldn't even allow you to get close to me. But now it's different. It's different. It feels good. This little book right here, y'all, I read this book in my 20s. It saved my life. How many of y'all read this book? It's called Who Moved My Cheese? Dr. Spencer Johnson. The one that said yes in the back.
Yes.
Yes. What did you get from this book?
An entire
Stand up and talk to us.
Yes. I'm an educator, so we had to read that.
Oh, see. I didn't pick up for no reason. Let me say this before I say that.
Okay.
There are no coincidences in life, y'all.
All right.
None. I don't believe in coincidence, and I don't believe in luck. Everything happens as it's supposed to happen, and it's not luck, it's blessings.
Yeah.
So it was life-changing. You know, it just gave me an inside look as to who I was and the surrounding co-workers, as well as church members,
Oh,
Lord,
as well as other organizations. So everything that you're saying at this point, I deem serious as far as knowing your surroundings, who you're around, what they're bringing, the negative energy.
ooh.
I'm at work, and I tell you I'm zero tolerance. With
I
it
can
being
tell you
my-
zero tolerance. You didn't have to tell me. I can see that.
When it comes to it, so reading that book really just poured into me even more.
Yeah.
And just be careful of who you align yourself with. You know, so I'm a believer in God, so I line it up, church, family, work for me is like number two.
Thank you.
Because my peace comes, you no opinion. So
That's it.
yeah, read it again and again, and I'll keep going. So I'll sit down.
You can take over if you need to, but you see, it's a really short. Yes, you want to say something?
Yes, I'm an educator as well.
Okay.
I actually went to several Goodwills and bought that book and gave it to my 8th graders, getting ready to go into 9th grade, because I wanted them to understand if you want to change, if you want to grow, you always have to have that mindset. They moving the cheese every day. You just got to
And
go
guess
find
what?
it.
Guess what's happening? The cheese is moving faster now than it ever has. Yeah, we can't catch up.
Yeah. And so it's great because now those same 8th graders are seniors in high school now.
Whew.
And I'm their assistant principal, not their teacher.
Oh, I love it.
And so it's amazing that they still bring that back because they did not want to read it. And you see how thin it is, but it has such a big message for children. And so now they're like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And even some of my parents read it, and they were like, Miss Glenn, this is amazing. Like, this is not in curriculum. This is nowhere to be found. It's amazing that you thought enough of our kids to expose them. And some of them had read it in corporate America, and they were like, 8th graders? I was like, yeah, but what's the message? Because the message is something for me. I want to always make sure my children have something to walk away with that they can use forever. And that's something they, just like she just said, they pull that out all the time. And I have very few children that I've come in contact with that are not successful, that don't know how to reach out, that don't know how to communicate. So that is a very awesome book for all ages.
Who moved my cheese? This is the greatest gift you can give somebody.
Yep.
There's another book, too, that was very profound for me. Y'all know I was hanging out in the bookstore all the time. And there's a book that I read in my early 20s. I probably was like around 22. It's called The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. Has anybody read that book? You read that one too? Tell me about it. Come on, talk to me.
Same thing, changes, focusing on who you are, having a mindset. It's all about change and how you're going to get there incrementally. Change is not overnight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I took from it.
Absolutely. When I was working in corporate America, we had around the building, we had these posters. They were beautifully framed posters. And one of the posters was, and I'll tell you about Celestine Prophecy in a minute. The posters we had around the building on all the floors. And one day I was walking past one of the posters and it just kind of caught my eye. And it said, and it was a picture of a beautiful wave. And it said, learn how to ride the wave of change or you're going to find yourself underneath that wave. I think I need to say that again. Learn how to ride the wave of change or you'll find yourself underneath it. Listen, I've seen some pretty big waves in my lifetime. I'm not trying to be underneath no wave. Change is going to happen. It's happening quicker than we can even digest it. So if you're resistant to change, you're going to have a lot of challenges in your life.
That's true.
Some people refuse to move. Some people refuse to move off of a situation. They refuse because it feels good, I think. It's comfortable. It's predictable. It's what I know. But do you really?
Right.
Because while you're sitting there, chilling, relaxing on your comfy couch, when I open that door, does this door open? Ooh, Lord, have mercy. Look at all those opportunities out there. Look at all those, oh my gosh, that job that I wanted, the house that I wanted, that class that I wanted to take, the place I want to travel, the passport, the food. I'm going out here, y'all. I don't know what y'all gonna do. If y'all are gonna stay in this room and be comfortable, y'all can sit right there. Guess what? There's opportunities all around us. But if you're not tuned in and you're so consumed with what's happening in here, not doing the work, but just consumed with it, like you're covered. This is what we carry. This is what's inside of us. Now, what do we want to focus our attention on? We want to focus on this and not do the self-work? Or We want those opportunities out there. I want all the opportunities. I can't wait to retire. People are like, oh, what you gonna do when you retire? You gonna sit around? Are you kidding me? Is this your first day knowing me? I'm gonna be out there in the world mixing it up. In the world. I'm not talking about in Georgia. I'm literally, y'all, I'm talking about in the world. Over there, on the other side of the world, on the north, the east side. And I'm not talking about California. I'm talking about Thailand. I'm talking about Australia. I'm talking about Amalfi Coast. Y'all know about the Amalfi Coast?
I don't. Tell us.
You don't know about the Amalfi Coast? Oh, girl, it's beautiful. That's where I'm going for my 60th.
That's beautiful.
I'm going to be on a yacht, on a Ritz-Carlton. Y'all need Ritz-Carlton?
You're gonna be in all
Y'all,
white.
listen.
You're gonna be in all white.
Did y'all know that Ritz-Carlton has a yacht collection? Did y'all know that? Okay, so good. Y'all know it. So guess what? They have a yacht collection, and I've already chosen the yacht that I'm going to be on. So I'm going to be
Wonderful.
on the Amalfi Coast, looking at the beautifuln's of Italy.
Yes.
It's going to go to Italy. It's going to Croatia. It's going to like 5 other different countries. So in my mind, I'm already on that yacht. I visualize myself on that yacht all the time.
Where your mind go, your body.
Wherever you want to be in your life, wake up every day, visualize it. Because your mind doesn't know if you're actually there or not. See where you want to go. See where you want to be. Ride the wave of change. How much time I have? Because I could talk all day, y'all.
We got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay.
Can we get the time in your book, your layers?
Okay. I'm gonna give you all of that in a minute. Okay. So since I have 5 minutes left, guess what? Guess what else I didn't show y'all that's inside of our bags, right? Guess what these are on? Guess what these are? That's my foundation. So within, I wouldn't even call it brokenness, of all of my life experiences, as I'm dealing and building, trying to sort all this out, I'm standing on a solid foundation, y'all. I'm solid. I'm good. So that means I can work on some stuff because I'm solid, right? I want to show y'all a few things before I go real quick. 2016, I was sitting at my desk, and it was December, and I was thinking to myself, I don't want to go into a new year. I need something. I need some plans for my life. So I was sitting at my desk at Central Office, Kathy, December 2016, and I wrote down these 6 things, and this is what I told myself. And I've had a couple come to Jesus conversations with myself, but this was one of them. Things to remember going into 2017. 2017, we're in 2024 now. So in 2026, this is what I said, going into the new year. Get clear about what you want. Commit to it. Believe it can happen. Visualize it every day. Do it even if it scares you. And don't let anything stop you, not even you. That's what this is the note I wrote to myself. Y'all see it? That's the note I wrote. And then at the bottom it says, live your purpose. And what I told y'all my purpose was, I told y'all what the purpose was, right?
Yeah.
Am I not doing that?
Right now, as you speak.
And I wrote this in 2016.
That's a blessing.
Not done. I ain't finished. So it was feeling so good, this list was. I was like, girl, you need to write a mantra every year. What's it going to be every year? So December of every year, the next one was, for 2018, was a declaration. So the first one was things to remember. The next one was the declaration. The declaration was, live your best life, do it with intention, and walk in your purpose. Here I am again, walking in the purpose. Am I not doing that? 2018. 2019, the mantra was manifestation. I will attract everything I want. I wrote that in 2019. That's the mantra. Every year has a mantra. 2020, mindset. 2020 is perfect vision. Baby, the clarity I got in 2020. Woo! Didn't even know. The mantra for 2021 was, it's my time. It's mine. Ooh, y'all, I didn't write a lot. 2022's mantra was, I am ready. 2023, I feel good and I am happy. 2024 mantra, that's this year, y'all. This is my winning season now and beyond. That's what I said. So the visualization part, y'all, real quick. This was my vision board in 2013. So this is how many years old? 11? It's got a lot of stuff on there. Dream big. Live balanced. That's me. I don't know if y'all can see it. Me standing behind a podium speaking. This is 2013, y'all. Knock. You seeking, you asking, right? Entrepreneur, philanthropist, humanitarian. Dream big. Some money. Some books. Some books.